Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Heather O'Mani and I am the Washington State Representative for Bonhams International Auctioneers, serving clients throughout Washington, Alaska, and Montana. In honor of Lunar New Year, we are presenting a discussion on auspicious symbols in Chinese art, where we will be looking at a few examples of objects and paintings that serve as metaphors for good fortune. Joining me from San Francisco is Bonham's Global Head of Chinese Paintings, Dessa Goddard. Hi, Dessa.
Hi, nice to be here.
Also joining is our Chinese Specialist and Head of Sale for our Los Angeles offices, Rachel Du. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Heather.
Symbols abound in all cultures. In the world of Chinese art, they are everywhere, represented in all mediums of art, as a language that enhances the experience and appreciation for both viewer and creator, and often commissioned for a certain event or to evoke hidden meanings. We are here to briefly explore some of those symbols, starting with some directly related to Chinese New Year, which this year starts on February 12th. Dessa, this is the year of
the ox. First slide, yes, thank you. This ox is one of the 12 members of the zodiac, known for its steadiness, its honesty, and its resiliency. Here it's shown supporting a boy as part of the 10 oxes, or stages of enlightenment, in a superb pale green jade, what we call water buffalo, also called an ox, and boy group, Qianlong period, which sold for over $258,000 in our Hong Kong 2019 sale. Next slide, please. In another medium, we see a rare I Xing stoneware oxform water pot and cover, signed Chen Zhongmei, the type based on a Warring States ritual vessel, which sold in our Hong Kong rooms for the equivalent of almost $20,000, including premium. This ox appears stalwart, sturdy, and up to the task of navigating us safely through this extraordinary year ahead. There are many preparations made for the new year. Rachel, why don't you talk about some of these?
Yeah, absolutely. So we sold this set of calligraphy in our Hong Kong 2018 sale. This is a great example of some common Lunar New Year traditions. Typically, auspicious sayings such as wishing you peace for 4 seasons, 四季平安, or may good fortune and longevity come to your door, 福寿临门, and even may you have many sources of riches, 财源广进, that are often written with ink on red paper and taped to doors and walls to celebrate the Lunar New Year. In this example, the artist Puru wrote these and other auspicious words as a gift to a Japanese friend. This unique set of words on cardboard are beautifully hand-painted with flowers and would have been well appreciated in any household during the new year.
Speaking of flowers, there are many symbols which are directly associated with the new year and the coming of spring. One being the narcissus, or shui xian, which symbolizes purity, prosperity, and good fortune. The bulbs are forced to blossom during the new year, and many of them have received them in both Western and Chinese households during this time of year as presents. The narcissus here is represented in a cluster growing under this marvelous rock by the terrific artist Qi Baishi, 1862 to 1957. We sold this this fall in New York for over $438,000. A favorite symbol of mine is sitting on my dining room table, Rachel, a Buddha's hand finger citron. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, of course, Dessa. So the Buddha's hand citron is a marvelous carving which hammered in Los Angeles for more than $56,000, including premium. This example depicts a Buddha's hand citron, which is a citrus fruit often used in decoration, medicine, and flavor enhancement. Overall, it represents long life and happiness. But additionally, this is also a play on words. So in Chinese, Buddha's hand is called 佛手. It sounds remarkably similar to 福寿, which means good fortune and longevity.
A prominent New Year symbol is the sanyang, or group of 3 sheep, which brings a change of fortune, in Chinese sanyang kai tai. The Tai, according to Therese Bartholomew in her seminal work, Hidden Meanings in Chinese Art, notes that this character refers to the Egyptian hexagon Tai, with 3 male straight lines under 3 female broken lines, symbolizing heaven and earth. This Thai character correlates with the first month of the year. And here is represented by 3 rams and a rising or setting sun, symbolizing prosperity, in a green jade group of sanyang, which we sold in our London rooms for the equivalent of almost $52,000, including premium. Next slide. It's amazing how many symbols can be packed into a small package. In this case, an Imperial Palace Workshop basket of flowers snuff bottle from the George and Mary Block collection, which we sold about 10 years ago. Here you see grapes, peaches, symbolizing long life, plums, persimmons, homophone for business, and chrysanthemums, symbolizing long life. This Imperial Palace Workshop bottle sold for a record price of over $340,000 in our Hong Kong galleries.
You can't look at a Chinese object or painting without being aware of the rich symbolism and illusions contained in its design, decoration, or even shape. Rachel and Dessa, you selected a few other objects to round out our discussion. Rachel?
Yes, Heather. Chinese art often has repeated symbolism and illusions that are widely recognizable. An example of such is this lot sold in our Los Angeles sale rooms this past December. This enamel plaque from the collection of Rosalind Ching Pastor depicts the 3 friends of winter. So the 3 friends of winter are pine, bamboo, and plum. So pine is a symbol for nobility. Bamboo symbolizes fortitude because it remains green even in the winter. And finally, plum is the first to bloom and has 5 petals, which is an auspicious number that represents the 5 blessings. And in short, the 5 blessings are longevity, wealth, health, love of virtue, and a peaceful death. And altogether, these 3 plants convey fortitude in adverse conditions and wishes for the new year, something I'm sure we can all relate to after 2020.
Next slide, please. Symbolism abounds in all mediums in Chinese art. This magnificent imperial blue and white vase is aptly named a 3 abundances garlic-headed vase. The sanduo, pomegranate, which symbolizes numerous children, peaches for long life, and fosho are illustrated in part on a vase that was sold in our Hong Kong rooms for over $485,000 recently. Rachel?
And finally, we have this marvelous ruby scepter, which sold in New York and is certainly filled to the brim with auspicious iconography. This example in particular illustrates how visual puns are integral to our interpretation of an object. So the head of the scepter is in the form of a lingzhi fungus, which is believed to cure ailments and to give you a long life. This shape later became known as Ru Yi, which in Chinese means as you wish. And this motif and pattern is seen across a broad range of mediums, spanning from textiles and even furniture. And if you look closely, you can see that the head is carved with 5 bats. So in Chinese, the word for bat is fu, which sounds exactly the same as the Chinese word for good fortune. So taken in this context, we know 5 bats to mean wu fu, which goes back to the 5 blessings. And in this example, the bats also surround the show character, which means longevity. And as we move down the scepter, we see peaches carved in the midsection of the stave. And peaches symbolize longevity because in Taoist mythology, peaches immortality grew in the Queen Mother of the West orchard. And typically, the story goes that the queen even invites all the immortals to celebrate her birthday with a peach banquet to ensure their immortality. So for this reason, the scepter would have made a really marvelous birthday gift.
This ruby scepter shows us that one object can hold a multitude of symbols. The more you look, the more layers upon layers of meanings you can see if you are sophisticated enough. We look forward to celebrating this year of the ox with you when you visit us at Bonhams virtually and with good fortune in person this year. Happy Lunar New Year.